9 a.m. here in Los Angeles, and it is Friday. 9:01 a.m. here in Los Angeles, and it is Friday, January 10th, 2025 AD here in Los Angeles. And let me just do this. Where am I? There we are. And we're going to have a fun loosey-goosey Friday show, as you can see and hear. And in fact, yesterday, I did not get to my my super chats, so I actually want to do that. Let's see. Before we get going, guys. Greggatron bought a coffee. What's up, Greggatron? This is my first time buying you some coffee, he says. And for some reason, that thing is not going. That's okay. Here, let me do this. No. No. Oh yeah, here we go. Nice. I think that'll work for now. Hake, I just wanted to... I just watched the most beta video ever. You gotta see this. I want to know your take on it, he says. It's this guy proposing to his girlfriend at some party. You gotta see it, Hake. Here's the YouTube link. And I checked it out. So cover your eyes, kids, and boys, guys. Because this gal is supposedly Christian, by the way. I mean, they seem Christian-esque. Christian adjacent, maybe Christian. You might have to mute the first 20 seconds for copyright. Just watch the first 3.5 minutes, he says. If you like it, show Joel Friday and JLP too. You know what? I want to show the one that popcorns at Thumb King. That was a really good tip. Okay, let me mute this a little bit. And they're dancing in this purple lit room, dimly lit room at a party thing. And they're spinning around. Well, they're about to spin and step and dance, right? And she does a little spin coming up here. And they're black. Is presumably an American. And he's kneeling. Oh, Lord. And then she's like, oh, walking away. Is she going to say no? Hold on, let me see the multi-view.
Hold it down. What you saying, bro?
Don't look at her dress. I can't censor it. So then he starts to read something to her. Focus.
So you know I call you my little pretty pink rose, right?
Yes. My little what?
Just stand right there.
Hold together,
and so he's walking around putting white flower petals, white rose petals in a little circle, a tight little circle around her. She's wearing high heels and a skimpy dress. Sorry, kids. Young men, ladies. And then so he gets back down on one knee, I think, and pulls out his little ring in one hand.
As I surround you with this rose, I want you to understand everything outside of it and outside of this circle is a glimpse of my life, which are some of the closest people to me. And several times they asked me, when will you marry her?
When will you marry her?
What they didn't understand is I don't make you a wife.
I don't make you a wife.
If I had found $1 million outside, me finding it doesn't make it $1 million. It still has the same value, even though I recognize it. And that's what it is. You are already a wife. You're already the epitome of a great wife.
The perfect example.
Therefore, I dare not ask for your hand unless I was in a position to create a foundation that deserves your grace, your love, your selflessness.
Whoa, is she God?
Before I do anything at this moment, I dare not begin without asking you to not only forgive me, but forgive any man that has hurt you willingly or unwillingly. I ask this because from here on out, the only thing I want to apologize for is that I didn't find you sooner. You've seen me in some of my darkest moments, and because I didn't want to be a burden on you, I told you, go be happy. Stop praying for me. Your response was, I don't pray for you because I want to. I pray for you because God tells me to. In that moment, I was humbled, and I knew if you stayed when I felt that I had nothing, you will want for nothing when I have everything. You make me better than I deserve to be. I can't say I was your first,
I need
but I
to
can say I
censor
want
her.
all of you last to be with me.
You
I want
can't
to
look
be
at
the last person to open the door for you, the last person that you wake to, the last person who you irritate to snuggle up under, the last person to see you from across the room and think, I am he and she is me. So as I
am
said,
he and
pretty,
she.
outside
What does
of
that
this
mean?
circle-
Does anybody know what I am he and she is me? That sounds, is that from the Bible or something like that? Is that from the Bible or something? I don't know what that means. What a dang simp. Says mean. I don't know how to
It's
say
my
it.
world. But inside of it is what makes me complete. Before everyone, I'm asking for you to step out into my world and complete me by accepting this pink rose petal. And if you do,
Oh, they're pink rose petals. They look white on that dim light.
the day I stop loving you will be the day that you can come back here and put each one of those rose petals together. Whenever you have this ring on, I am there. Will you marry me?
Yes.
So Greggatron told us to watch this, and Shane says, you definitely weren't her first dog. That's right, he said something like that. Wrap it up, bro. Thank you, Greggatron, for the tip. And this young lady posted this on her YouTube, has the most views of anything on her YouTube. The Promise, exclamation mark. And then they're all like celebrating, gives her the ring and mess. Terrible. Women don't like when men yap more than they do. I don't know. I think it's just he's mildly attractive, but anyway. That's not right. Greggatron. So what did Greggatron say about this? He wanted us the most beta video ever. You got to see this. I want to know your take on it. It's this guy proposing to his girlfriend at some party. You got to see it, Hake. People don't know, though. I almost admire him for embarrassing himself in front of all those people, saying all that stuff publicly. That's his girlfriend, his now fiance, allegedly. You don't think she's mildly attractive? William gonna jump down my throat saying, you get you a black gal. Terrible. Well, thank you. Thanks a lot, Greggatron, who also says, because I'm remiss in my failure to read these supers, says, your show has been so funny lately. This is from a day and a half ago. You be having me cracking up. You are so stupid. By stupid, I mean funny. Thank you, Greggatron. I appreciate that. And I think I know what you mean. By stupid being funny, that's not a compliment, Hake, says Joel Friday. I know, yeah, that's, you don't want to be a clown necessarily. You don't want to be the class clown, right? You want to be not stupid funny. Because that's just ego trying to get people to laugh. getting girls to laugh or getting the blacks to laugh. You people in the chat trying to get Hake to try to get Terry to laugh with her laugh. Might be her real hair, too. I agree, Blur. I didn't really notice her hair. He got a fiance. What y'all got? Well, there's worse things than not having a fiance. You could have a fiance and it's one that you openly worshipped and it's on YouTube. But anyway, yeah, the ego likes being funny or trying to be funny. Terry's laugh is demonic. Says, come on, man. What a mess. What a mess. But thank you, Greggatron. I appreciate you, man. Thank you kindly. And a couple more super chats because it is super chats that I was remiss that had been there since like before I even started yesterday's show. Cesar, 3 coffees. Sup, Hake? Final part of my question from the past 2 days. After doing some research, it turns out Giuseppe, who called in from Texas, I think, was right. Psychics use numerology as a tool to provide readings and insight into the quote-unquote future. Good thing I never made a trade yet since I don't even know how. I still appreciate your 2 cents on this and hope others learned from this as well. Smiley face emoji. Big smile. With rosy cheeks. No warts. Very nice, Cesar, with your 3 coffees. Right on, man. Right on, man. Fair enough. I still don't think it's that serious. Honestly. But it's better safe than sorry. Don't listen to those numerology people. Base America First bought a coffee. Adam Carolla said 9 angry lesbians control everything that goes on in Malibu, the Palisades, and Santa Monica, and that Democrats will vote Republican due to the blatant and obvious failures of Democrat policies and leadership. Some may. Reminds me of Luke 16 in the Bible, when the rich man in torment asks Abraham, according to the story told by Jesus, to send a resurrected Lazarus to the man's living family to warn them about their fate. Warn my family about his fate. Verse 31, he, Abraham, said to him, if they do not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be convinced, even if someone should rise from the dead. Indeed. That's right. Is the Palisades fire being reported more than the Eaton fire north of Pasadena? Why is that? It seems to be. And I was looking at the Eaton fire north of Pasadena, and that is creeping low. Let me show this to you guys. Because I know people in Pasadena. You know, that's my old haunt. We're looking at Lake Avenue. This is Lake Avenue. And looking at a map, it doesn't really tell you much. And here's Washington Boulevard, which is north of the 210 freeway. And up here is New York. And right here, if you're following the cursor, watching the video feed, is this line halfway between New York Drive and Washington Drive. It's right on the houses on the north side of Elizabeth Street as of early this morning. Why is this not zooming in? With the Hake. Oh, well. Maybe it'll work like this. Nope. Maybe I'll just zoom in like that. It's not doing anything. Oh, well. Check that out. It's eating into Altadena. Is that Altadena? And why is it acting this way? Let me reopen it. Come on, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Altadena. Beautiful Altadena. I did some kitchens up in beautiful Altadena. And it's like neighborhoods. It's not dry, it's watered generally. And Pasadena, Normandy Heights and all that stuff. Look, Sierra Madre, that's one of the places I like to go. This is up in this area is where I sometimes have shown. Look, let me show you the one of the places. Not Santa Monica Beach, Mount Wilson Trail. This area. This area is getting burned up, I think, maybe. Or it's closed off anyway. And you hear the waterfall. Isn't that crazy? Oops. So that's nuts. Yeah, there we go. It's working again. Nice. So yeah, you see this red dotted line? Elizabeth Street. That is full-blown. Look at all these houses. These are all houses and little mom and pop shops. Lake Avenue. And it's all like shut down. Crazy. And and then here is where the affected area of the Palisades. Look at all these favorite spots. All my favorite spots are covered in smoke. All my favorite spots covered in smoke by the Eaton Fire, Eaton Canyon, and by the Palisades Fire, dipping all the way to Santa Monica. Even Santa Monica's closed. I can't go to my spots in Santa Monica. Here, let's see. Look at how this smoke is going over Avalon. This is Catalina Island off of the Pacific coast. And San Clemente Island. I can go down to San Onofre. I wonder if probably by now San Onofre is probably covered in a little bit of the hazy smoke stuff. Hopefully I can get down there and take my walk on a Saturday. Look at how the smoke billowed out into the, over the ocean. Cool, huh? Over, Mexico's seeing the smoke probably. This is Baja California, which is Mexico. Pretty cool, huh? Nice. By the way, Lisa says, if the earth were flat, yesterday, Lisa said, if the earth were flat, we would all instantaneously receive light and darkness at the same time. Amazing. Indeed, Lisa. Good afternoon to you yesterday from the Northeast. Facebook crew, FBC. Cool, huh? But shout out to Google, which is evil, but it's covering like OC, Orange, Long Beach, Strong Beach, all these beautiful beaches, Manhattan Beach, Hermosa Beach, Redondo Beach, El Segundo, Palos Verdes, Rancho Palos Verdes, San Pedro, Sunset Beach, Huntington Beach. It's terrible. All because of mismanagement, and it's crazy. I've never known the fires to encroach so far into neighborhoods. This is all like neighborhood. What's to burn in neighborhoods other than trees and houses and stuff? A lot of trees. It's a shame. It's a shame. So where was I? I was talking to Base America First because he was talking about, is the Palisades fire being reported more than Eaton fire north of Pasadena? Why is that? I would guess because the Palisades is richer, even than Pasadena, I think. And it's, I don't know, it's the bunch of celebrities, I saw, what's that gal? Crissy Legend. Crissy, yeah. Crissy Teigan. Did you know it's actually Teigan with her big old face? Mildly attractive gal. John Legend's wife. Interracial. She's like, oh, we're leaving with 4 kids. At least she has 4 kids. 4 dogs and a bearded dragon. Because she's Asian or something. I don't know why she still goes by Teigan. You guys call it Teigan. But she's too beta to correct you on the pronunciation. It's Teigan. T-I-E-I, I mean. It should be Teigan. She's 5'9", 39 years old. By the way. Kind of irrelevant. But interesting. Oh, she was in Sports Illustrated, the evil issue. Swimsuit issue. Back in 2010. That's when she used to be pretty. Nah, she's still pretty. But anyway, she's somebody's wife, all right? John Legend. Crissy Legend. I think it's Stevens, actually. She should be Stevens. John Legend is actually John Stevens, I think. But anyway, what a mess, huh? So they're like highlighting all these celebrities who voted in the destruction of America and California and vote for incompetent, John Rogers Stevens. It's sort of a nerdy, but I like it. It's American name. They voted in this mess, destruction. We wish them well, right? This couple. That's my theory, maybe. Base America first. Pasadena is pretty liberal too. Not everybody there is liberal though. A lot of America-loving, Trump-supporting, Christian, or not even necessarily Christian, or even necessarily Trump-supporting, but just decent, normal people, competent people live there. But many of them did not vote in these incompetent people who got voted in. Yeah, I agree with you, Base America First. I don't think Adam Carolla is right that there may be a little bit of backlash, but they support the self-destruction. Speaking of that, Sion bought 3 coffees. What in the world? And it's only visible to me and the supporter and everybody who's on the stream. So sorry, Sion. Am I wrong? What in the world? Triple question mark. No water in California to put out the fire? Is y'all living in mommy Africa? Sometimes no matter what class you are in life, in Africa, there will be no water for 3 or more days sometime. California, Little Mexico, El Chapo. Oops, hold on. Oh, I don't need to do that. Whatever. El Chapo. Oh, yeah. I forgot what I was looking for. I'm a boomer. Pardon me. I just need to scroll around and find it because I don't really have this memorized. Okay, El Chapo. Oh, where was she? That's where I am, right? Let me just do this. There we go. You guys don't know what I'm doing. Okay. El Chapo, too many illegals in California becomes an S-hole state. Yeah, and it's not just the illegals. It's the culture that is supportive of illegals coming in. The culture that is supportive of the homeless bums being homeless bums. The culture that supports this liberal DEI celebration of what should not be celebrated. The LGBT, in this case, the L's. And the POCs and anti-racism. It is the culture. But by the way, the illegals do support Democrats and their children who are anchor babies, so-called Americans. They support the self-destruction because they're blind, useful idiots. Shout out. What a mess. Thank you, Sion. And people, I wanted to get to those things. I wanted to make sure to get to those things. I will get to your calls, guys. But anyway, everybody. I want to go back to the beach. I don't like... Should we celebrate this one place that's probably on fire? Chantry Flats, Mount Wilson. Maybe so. Let's just get right on with the show.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys, sorry that might have been a little loud. I hope you're enjoying the AJ Gallardo liberal anchor baby, maybe. I don't know. Anchor baby of an anchor, or son of an anchor baby, maybe. Original theme song.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. I am wearing my, what in the world? I mean, so, how you guys doing? I am fine. I'm wearing my Stay With It, Stay With It, Stay With It t-shirt. And I recommend it. This one is Gildan, and it's an okay fit, even as a medium. So, hey. People say, oh, Hake is good and bad or whatever. I don't know if that may be true. But, yeah, I prefer, even though the Gildan is not as, like, soft as the, necessarily, it's okay. As the next level, not tri-blend, but 100% cotton, whatever that one is. That one fits kind of weird. Sometimes all up in my armpits and tight around the shoulders and whatever. Anyway, I'm thinking of upgrading even to like a fancy comfort colors thing. So stay tuned for that. Press me for it. Being stupid funny. We covered being stupid funny. What else do we cover today? So far. Oh yeah, Adam Carolla. Oh yeah, Cesar, the numerology. Adam Carolla. Thinking demon rats. Gonna get it. Wake up. And what did Sion say? What did Sion say? Oh yeah. Illegals. California. What a mess. Nice. So, hey guys, you can check out rebuildingtheman.com/church. I mean, rebuildingtheman.com, well, church too, /stores to get yours. And I think we might have this in tri-blend for those of you guys who don't mind a little polyester and, what is it, rayon or something? Let's see. Yeah, the tri-blend tee. Nice, so check that out. That's the tri-blend version. I'm going to try to stay away from the tri-blend personally, but it's JLP's favorite t-shirt. Because it's a nice fit and it's like soft. But for me, it just gets hot and smelly. Because I run hotter than these blacks with their shorter torsos and longer limbs. I have a longer torso and shorter limbs, so I stay nice and warm. I can deal with colder climate. Anyway, whatever. Let's get to some calls, shall we? Michael in Canada. Been on hold for quite some time. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hi.
Hey.
Hake, what's up, man?
Not much. How about you?
Not much, too, but what? Guess what, man? These liberal females. You know, I've been on a date with a girl.
Nice.
And Jesse was right all along.
What's that?
So I go with this girl on a date to the restaurant, Japanese restaurant, and it started off well, and after that she's starting to ask questions like if I would voted for Trump. I couldn't believe it. She asked me that. I was mind blown.
Yeah.
Little that she knows, I would have voted Hitler in. You know what, man? No, I'm kidding.
He's kidding, feds. He's kidding, feds. Although we disavow even jokes, but nice.
Yeah, disavow it.
Isn't it kind of a turnoff sorry to use that term. It's sort of vulgar. Isn't it kind of an eye roll when a woman tries to talk politics? Out of nowhere, too, because she prompted it. You didn't prompt it. You didn't bring it up.
No, but you know what?
Shout out to the ladies who are all political.
Back and forth before that. And, you know, sometimes she was talking about her problems and all that. And I was trying to let her know that I don't care about her problems. But not in a bad way. Like, I was trying to let her see that it was absolutely ridiculous what she was saying to me.
Oh.
Like she was, I don't know how to say that in English, but they say they are limited personality, or I don't know how to say, but they got multiple personalities, and they got there in their mind.
Yeah.
They take a lot of, and while we were at the restaurant, she talked to me about that, and I just started laughing. And she didn't like it at all.
That's funny, man.
But what you want me to do? And now, after that, I asked her if she wants to have children. And she's 28 years old. I'm 28 too.
Okay,
and
yeah.
She said, "No, not right now."
What? Not right now?
Yeah, you're 28.
Right,
It's
exactly.
time right now.
That's crazy, man.
So it ended well in the way that I'm not a sex guy. I don't chase that at all. I want children to be married, so
yeah,
I take my time. And she didn't take three bites of her dish.
Oh, really?
And it cost me $160-some.
Whoa! You did not go to McDonald's.
No, man. You know, I work a lot, so I got a little bit of money. You know? But
nice.
Anyway, she didn't take bites of her plate. She didn't want to take it home, so I had to take her plate home.
Wow.
And to be a nice guy, I walked with her to her home, to her place.
Okay.
And I told her that I got to go to my place, and she was very disappointed. She wanted the cess.
Oh.
But
good for you, man.
No, the problem is that 2 days later, I work at the same place as her on the weekend.
Oh.
Guess what? 2 days later, I see her with a client of the grocery store. I was mind blown. It can't be real, you know? First, she told me that she didn't want to go on a date with me because she was dating another person yet. But 2 days after my date with her, she was with another man.
So
that
she's
was
just
mind blowing.
So she's on an ego. Well, you didn't give her the satisfaction. Women, I see women as getting an ego thrill out of getting their body worshipped, because that's all their empty minds can fathom getting in life. And young women especially, youngish. That's not that young, but still. And so you didn't worship her body enough for her satisfaction. So that's crazy, man. So is she a coworker, or she just works in the same area or place?
That's where you get a point. Because, yes, I work with her.
Wow.
But not only I work with her. I just work on the weekend out there. I got my own job on the weekdays. But
yeah.
She's not only my coworker, she's my kind of boss.
Oh, man, what did you do to yourself? Well, hopefully you...
No, it's okay. I don't care about that, man. I'm a man. I know how to talk to women. Don't worry for me, man. I'm
not
guy.
worried. I'm not worried. It's your life.
No, but you know...
I mean, you blew all that money on her, too.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I got money. Don't worry about that.
No, I don't know, man.
The problem is...
It's the principle of it, though. You don't want to spoil these gals. But,
yeah,
okay,
know,
go ahead. Go ahead, though, with your thing. With your point.
That's my thing. You know, I like to treat women well. What's the problem? You know?
That's more than well, though. That's the. You
Come
got to
on,
drop
man.
that idea. You can treat them well and still treat them to McDonald's, or it doesn't even have to be McDonald's. I'm kidding around a little bit, but it doesn't have to be $100-something. And she doesn't even eat the food, and you don't even necessarily want the leftovers, but you took them, and you know.
I mean, I paid for it. I won't let it in the trash.
Yeah,
only if you want to.
I'm with
They don't
you.
want to.
And hopefully she doesn't have mouth issues. You know, that she would that she would spread some weird disease onto her food leftovers.
Come on, man. What? Nah, man.
I'm half
That's too
kidding.
much,
I'm half
bro.
kidding.
That's too much, man. I'm fine. I hate it after. I'm fine. Don't get disease.
Yeah. Well, interesting lesson, man.
Come on, hey. Huh?
Interesting lesson. What did you learn from this?
No, but here's the thing. When you said that she didn't get the satisfaction that she wanted to,
Yeah.
because she's quick to remind me that she is my boss. You
Ah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
She liked that.
If she's
trait,
your boss,
that-
she should be treating you.
Nah. Hey, she's still a female, man. She's
I
still
know.
a female. I'm a man, and that's the thing that she didn't like too with me. That I'm not to be played.
Nice.
I know how female work. I know how they go. So when they talk about those kind of things that don't even exist, like feminist things and those, I'm just laughing. So when they see this, they know they can't control me.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem with women today. I mean, I knew GLP was right because I deal with a lot of women. But I mean, I'm 28 years old, so I'm not that young.
Right. True.
So
but you're
I
not
was,
that old either.
No, I know, but it's before all these things were, and I'm from a generation, another generation. The people of today with their mindsets and all that. We were not like that.
So you answer to her like week to week?
If I answer, no. She's not telling me what to do. She do the when I gotta go to work. She just do the
Oh, she checks you in and stuff. She does the hours.
agenda and things, and
Oh, okay.
She never tell me what to do.
Okay.
But she know that she's got a little more than me, out there. So
Yeah.
it's a weird situation. But anyway, I don't even talk to her anymore. So,
And you don't really have to talk to her in the context of work too much?
no, not really.
All right.
No, she's just a supervisor.
Okay.
And I don't, anyway. But that's a strange thing, man. I wasn't expecting that.
What weren't you expecting? To see her
Not
date
much.
some other guy? What weren't you expecting? When you say I wasn't expecting that, what did you see?
The craziness that she had in her mind, that
Oh,
she
yeah.
were a feminist and that she were this and that. I thought that people of my generation was not this degenerate.
Oh.
But she been to college, she been to university, so I guess that's where they learn all that.
She's a liberal.
Yeah, big time. That's for sure. But you know what? I put myself in this mess because I texted to her before, and just with the little text that I was sending to her, because I don't text much because
Yep.
I know what they want. When you start texting with girls, it goes south really quick. So
Interesting. Yeah.
I try to keep it petty with her.
Nice.
And right there, she thought I was a Bible thumper, Trump supporter, masculinist, and all that. I was dang. But I try. I guess what? I gave her a chance.
Right
But,
on, man.
It cost me $200, so that's.
Could be worse, I suppose.
And I want to talk about the fire in California, man. It's the same thing here. In Canada, we had the same problem 2 years before.
That's right. We were getting a bunch of smoke. Well, on the East Coast, at least, we were getting smoke from Canada fires.
Yeah, but not only there's no bush controlling, there's no one
Wow.
cutting the bush in the forest. So
Yeah.
the forests are black. You can't see nothing in the forest. So when it's light up, it's burning like hell.
Wow.
And but they caught a guy who was starting the fire, so
Oh.
I don't know if it was really from the climate. I'm not sure, And they need to bring back chain gang, man, in California.
I agree with you. You mean for criminal prisoners to have to work and maybe they cut the forest?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when it burns, it'll be controlled.
Yeah.
But I'm maybe a conspiracy theorist. Am I right? Conspiracy theorist?
Conspiracy theorist, not terrorist, but theorist.
Theorist.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah, right. But the climate and all that.
I do.
Maybe it's willing. They do it for a reason, They don't mind if people lose their homes and everything.
They don't. They really don't mind the destruction because then they can pretend like it's climate change's fault, and some people are that far gone that they'll believe it rather than believe that they've mismanaged everything and left themselves open to destruction. There are people who are that far gone, like Base America First pointed out. But also, they don't mind because they can then swoop in and have more regulations and look like the hero. Oh, we're going to be united. We're not going to be divided. I'm not going to resign. I'm paraphrasing the LA mayor, this black woman, Karen Bass. There are calls for her to resign because she was in Africa. I don't see how you can blame her for being in Africa when a fire started, because the fire started. But maybe day one, you're like, oh, you know what? A little emergency happened. Let me run home. Let me fly home real fast. And
yeah.
But we don't need her. We don't want her. Stay in Africa, really. But she came back home and she's like, oh, we're not going to be divided. I'm not going to give in to this division. She's calling it division because people see that she's not a good leader. We're going to be united and we're going to rebuild. We're going to cut red tape. A bunch of nothing. What a phony woman. So, yeah, my conspiracy theory along with you, or it's really a corrupt culture. It's not a conspiracy per se. It's a corrupt culture of incompetence and corruption and being dumb liberals.
Yeah, and to be clear, we don't say that these people are lighting the fires.
Right.
That's not what I'm
No,
saying.
I just mean that
that they let it go.
Yeah, they. Oh, you mean that they let it happen, let it continue? I think that they couldn't get control of it because they fired all of the best men who didn't want vaccines, and they didn't rebuild the. We voted 10 years ago or 12 years ago, maybe 2013, maybe, to build up the reservoirs and hold more water. We shouldn't be having any water shortages, but we have water shortages. I've talked about how they get rid of the best independent thinkers. People like Joel Friday, who apparently don't. He talks like he's fine with women being cops now, but anyway. And then failing.
It's a good thing, I think, because it being police in LA is not.
No, I agree. Yeah, he probably saved his life.
And I'm pretty sure because he's black, they will use him to go on these black neighborhoods to. Oh yeah. Be a good police officer, and I guess who's gonna get shot.
Yeah, I know. True.
So it's a good thing. He's better off working with JLP.
Yeah, but I agree if what you're saying is that they left themselves open to have this destruction.
Yeah, imagine Mexico right now. They see all this fire going up. They're probably laughing at you.
Oh yeah. oh, I mean, I've heard coverage from other journalists who say, like, over in Finland, maybe Trump said it, in Finland and these other European forest nations, they know how to manage it. And you never hear about Finland being on fire. Well, I don't anyway. I don't know much.
Control it really quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of that. And even sometimes they do, they start fire on purpose to control the fires. So the fires will not burn.
That's right.
The fire will burn before the fire's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
The
You
bush
clear
will be burned before the fire's coming.
Yeah, you burn up the fuel, meaning the dry stuff, the grass, some of these trees, to get a barrier, a space, so that it doesn't have more fuel to keep going. What a mess.
Hopefully in Canada we still have men controlling these things. So it take and we got Canadian plane in LA right now. Maybe the only thing that this prime minister ever does right.
Oh, okay.
But he's gone now. He's gone.
Yeah, that's so surprising to me. I didn't know that he was going to resign. That was shocking.
I didn't know he was resigned, but one thing's for sure, he will not be the next prime minister.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, it's good talking with you, Michael.
Yes, I know you got next caller. Right. Have a nice day. Happy New Year. And God bless you, my friend. I'm out.
Thank you, man. Take care. Bye. And William out of California is on the line here. William, thank you for calling and holding, man. How you doing?
Look in the camera.
All right.
That's how you look. No, look in the camera. That's how you look when you bring up this stupid subject about that. I told you what I tell you about that flat earth thing, man. You wasted a week on this stuff, dude.
on flat earth? But hey.
You look fascinated when you talk about this crap.
Right.
You know what you make me want to do, James?
What's that?
We're gonna get serious in a minute. I got to joke with you. You know what you make me want to do? You know that ball you got sitting on the side of your desk?
Yeah.
It makes me want to take that ball, that microphone, and everything and just throw it straight to that water behind you and let that ball float way out there where it disappears on this round earth.
Right, where it disappears over the horizon, and you can't zoom in because it's disappeared below the horizon.
Oh, my God, man. Let's take your Sharpie and make it go around, see where it ends up.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. What do you mean that's right? Because you'd be like, you're right. I mean, looking at you. What is wrong with you? You're falling off, man. You're falling off.
But isn't that interesting, the differential? I hadn't thought about the fact... Did you know about, you probably knew about differentials, car differentials? When you're turning, a tighter turn for the...
You mean like 10th grade education, circular motion? You're talking about circular motion. Okay. All right. The smaller part.
My sophomore year...
I get it.
My sophomore year of high school, I don't remember it. I don't remember that. That's funny.
Yeah, because it was a lot of stuff that was not. Well, you have to take the courses so you can know some things, but
true.
Believe me, they're not worth this expression on your face and the time that you spend on it. So let's get in this counseling sessions that you be having with your calls. It's fine. It's your show.
Yeah.
We got some news.
Yeah, we
Let's
have.
get to the Hake news.
Okay.
There's a lot going on. Now, you said the smoke is going out to Catalina Island?
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
It's the smoke has enveloped Catalina.
Yeah. Well, you can't make excuses for Miss Bass because she was warned about a possibility of some fires kicking up before she left.
Wow, I did not know that.
And she actually was out there for the inauguration for their new president in Ghana.
Yeah, the Ghana new president. That's funny.
Right. And I doubt if she'll ever. I doubt if she shows up at the inauguration here. But that's what she was out there for. Basically a vacation. Well, this is a lot of people.
Yeah.
They said this is almost like the size of San Francisco, that area. Been there many times, and they do have high winds. And look at that smoke all the way over there.
Yeah, it's crazy, huh?
Yeah, it is. It is. She was warned. But didn't I tell you about having them in politics? And your last caller is proof that we don't want Canada.
We don't?
No, we don't. What did we say about these blacks in positions through DEI, not qualified? Now, this woman, Miss Bass, has all these lesbians in charge of these agencies, and look what's happening.
She's the one who put those lesbians in charge of the agencies?
They're all together on everything, man. All that woke stuff, they're all together with that stuff. Now, you're sitting yourself on one of those houses on fire. Which one do you want? We talked about prison guards being physical. You know how strong firemen have to be? So put yourself on the roof of one of those buildings. Do you want one of those lesbians pulling at hose?
That's a good question. Yeah, I've hiked with the firemen in training,
man.
And those are some serious hikes. And you hike with weights and those boots.
Physical.
And
Pretty physical.
Indeed, it is. That's right. You got to be strong.
So and then we got another mayor. We got Tiffany Henyard out there in Illinois. We know how bad she is. She might be going to jail. You got another supervisor in Boston. She's black and greasy. She's in the bathroom at City Hall counting thousands of dollars that she stole from the taxpayers over there at City Hall. And then we got a new one in Louisiana. The mayor was selling drugs.
Wow.
Got busted for selling drugs.
That's gross.
Now, tell me what is wrong with the blacks.
Darn.
Now, James, they do have to manage for fire prevention. They do. They do it a certain way. They do have to manage it. She, from what I understand, took between $17 and $20 million away from the fire department and took it somewhere else. I don't know, to the homeless or whatever. And so you spent that kind of money and took it away from the fire department, and this property damage that we have out there is going to be, what, in the trillions?
That's crazy.
Oakland had a fire in the hills in the early 90s, and you know what they do with it now to try to keep that from happening again? A lot of times the county will get a local farmer to bring goats.
That is a good idea. Just eat up the fuel rather than burn it.
Yeah, I mean, I got cows. That was the only reason I went and bought some cows, bought some small calves just to eat the grass.
Yeah.
To keep the fire down. Now, you did have a video about some silly cows charging a woman earlier this week.
No, well, you're saying woman. It was a man.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, first of all, you actually is a bull a cow. No, a bull's not a cow.
Is a bull a male cow?
Yes. and then you got a steer.
And the steers are the bulls who are
I got steers.
cut.
Yeah, I got steers. Steers
neutered.
eat a lot of grass and they keep eating. Yeah. And those look like steers, and they had numbers on their ears just like mine. They're registered. Charging them, I think he was overreacting because
I think so.
They're not going to, especially younger cattle. They're kind of scary. They're not going to really do anything to you. And if they rush you, that's because they're coming. Let's just say if you got some grain on the back of the truck and they smell that grain, they'll come running, but they won't do anything to you. So I thought that was kind of silly.
Oh, so maybe the guy had just eaten lunch and he had crumbs on himself.
Yeah. See, sometimes farmers do bring treats in the back of their truck for the cows, and if they know you're doing that, they'll run towards that truck.
Right.
But they won't. They'll go around you.
They're not going to jump on their hind legs and bite you.
No, they're not going to
trample you.
I mean, you don't want to turn your back on a bull, but
right.
Usually cows and steers and heifers, they will not. They pretty much that guy was overreacting. But I got some news from one of your competitors.
Okay.
And I want you to pull up this name. Pull up this name, James. Sherri Laverne.
I've heard that name before.
Sherri Laverne,
I feel like.
Laverne. Dalton, Dalton.
Okay.
This is from one of your competitors.
Nice.
Do you know that's supposed to be, James?
Oh, she has this all African name.
Yeah.
She died in 2019.
Yeah. You know who that's supposed to be? Got an image.
Let me see if I can pull this up. Complicated business, folks. Hang on.
Wanted by the FBI.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, she was wanted for... Okay, hold on. Sherri Laverne Dalton wanted for the FBI for her alleged involvement in the Brinks armored car robbery in 1981. Oh, okay. Okay, Cheri Laverne
Pull up her
Dalton.
picture. Pull up her picture.
Let's see.
Of
Crazy.
her parents.
Oh, were her parents radicals?
You know, yeah. You know who that her husband was? Fani Willis's father.
Oh, what? That's crazy.
I know. And you know, your competitor is actually he's not really a competitor. It's actually Judge Joe Brown pulled this story up 2 weeks ago. Very interesting. He said, you know, a lot of people wanted to claim the Black Panther Party when they were in college at UCLA back in the day. They weren't actually in it. If you go to the Black Panther Party library in Oakland, you will not see a lot of these people like Fani's dad, you know, because, you know, he proclaimed, I'm a Panther and all of that. Yeah, that's supposedly, allegedly, Fani's mother.
Okay. Interesting. What a mess.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Well, it reminds me of Obama has all these. Obama has all these connections with the radical terrorists, radical communist, supposedly white terrorists.
Well, I mean, they say she was pregnant in 1971, allegedly carrying.
Yeah.
And Fani Willis's dad. There's a picture of her dad and her, while she's pregnant. And Fani is, how old is she? 52, 53?
Yeah.
That would be kind of close. And there's that one picture when she's pregnant with Fani's dad. She looks Fani looks a lot like this woman. Yeah.
Who knows, man? I don't know.
I don't either, but it was interesting that Mr. Judge Joe Brown pulled this story up and everything.
He's kind of a conspiracy theorist.
He loves that. Yeah, he does.
Fani Taifa Willis, born Floyd.
Yeah.
Fani Floyd. Interesting. Yeah. All right. Well.
That is interesting.
Mildly attractive gal, this Fani gal.
So, see that guy there? He's claiming all this Black Panther stuff, but a lot of times, like Joe Brown, when he said it, he said we were all really students in the 60s at UCLA. And, you know, you had all the stuff that was going on in the Bay Area with the Panthers, and then, you know, LA had a few people that were spinoffs. You know, we won't be this. There's not the last you're going to hear from Fani Willis. That's just dismissing her from the case. It's going to go a little further than that.
She doesn't strike me as a very capable person. I get that she graduated and became a lawyer and all that stuff.
No, blacks.
But that doesn't take
like
much.
Like to do that. They like to do that. They like
she's not
to say,
competent.
well, she's a lawyer. It doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, I don't.
It really doesn't.
She doesn't strike me as a very formidable foe.
Well, if you put your dress on backwards on national TV, you know you're not smart.
I hadn't heard that one.
You didn't see that? Pull up the pink dress court appearance.
No thanks.
Dress
I don't want to.
Yeah,
I don't want to get too deep into this.
You like them so much. You like them so much.
I do.
I seen what you put up there. Thanks, Greggatron, for the. What was that? Based America First or Greggatron?
No, that was Greggatron's. That was Greggatron's prompting.
That was a good story. Good story.
Yeah.
There's a simp.
Simp.
Yeah. And hey, your boy up in Canada, all he had to do was stuff a burger down her throat. Why'd he go get some Japanese food?
Good question, man. You know, young people nowadays, they live and learn. They don't know. He's 28, which a lot of guys should know by then, but a lot of guys don't. So you gotta
There we go,
cut
right
him a
there.
bit of slack.
There
So.
we go, right there.
Yeah.
Theory. Yeah.
Anyway.
Figaro. You know what it is? Figaro.
Figaro.
Hey man, you have a good weekend, and let's work on your subject matter.
Sounds good. It's good to hear from you, William. Thank you, man.
All right, take care.
All right. Bye. And Anthony in California is on the line over here. Anthony, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Hey, good morning, man. Man, William cracks me up, man. He's like he's like the father those flat earthers never had, or something. He just something about his voice. It just it's refreshing. I want to talk about those fives.
Stay close to your phone. You just drifted off. You want to talk about those 5 what? Fires in L.A.? Is that what you're about to say?
Yeah. Those fires in L.A. So I don't want to miss the forest for the trees. I definitely agree. There should be some accountability on the local level, like you were saying. One thing, though, you know, hey, we're in California. We have these fires every year, right? It's
certainly
really
every few years. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Every few years, you know, it's when the winds pick up and everything. One thing, though, the news hasn't been covering, and I kind of want to get your input on this. Have you heard? You know, the Wonderful Company, the company that makes like all our pomegranates, the pistachios, the almonds. Have you heard of them?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. So what's interesting is the Wonderful Company. They're owned by this billionaire couple called the Resnicks, and the thing about these guys, what's kind of strange is back in the 90s, I think it was 94, they met up with all the water districts in California, and essentially, if you look up something called the Monterey Agreement, what they did was they amended the law in a secret way in which if in cases of emergency, drought, or fire, the water, instead of being rerouted to urban areas, which would help us in times like this, instead the water is actually routed to the owners of the water, which is the Resnicks. So the farmland they owned is actually like the size of San Francisco times 4 or 5. It's an astonishing amount of land that they have. But what's bizarre is they contribute like in 2022, they contributed $50 million to UC Davis for sustainability research and agriculture innovation, $750 million endowment to Caltech for climate research. These guys, they're the bigwigs, but I think this is where the issue is. I think the water in California is actually privatized, and what we're seeing in the news now, we're trying to blame these people at lower levels. Without a doubt, there should be accountability. However, I think that the underlying issue, which is going to create this issue, cause this issue to reoccur, is fundamentally who owns the water. Have you heard of these guys?
I had heard maybe just this morning or last night that like one billionaire couple, like you mentioned, own a significant portion of California's water rights. But like we'd said about the people of California voted in some prop, I forget what, proposition, whatever, to build up the reservoirs, and the phony environmentalists never supported it. And yeah, maybe these billionaires were partly involved, like if, like you said, they funded climate mess, but I mean, if you're a billionaire, you're probably supposed to pretend like you're a climate, environmentalist. So who knows how heartfelt they were in it. I wouldn't get into speculation about their motives if you don't know. Because it's the people who voted in this self-destruction.
Well, I agree.
The illegals, their children, the liberal, unchristian people who are living in California.
I understand that, Hake. I still think we're missing the forest for the trees, because this is something that happened back in the 90s. Like, if you look up the 1994 Monterey Agreement, it's literally all the water control in California was privately. It was agreed that it would be privately held. And what's even more concerning is they have these I think they own 57% of California's water supply. And the problem is they're taking their water that they're collecting using public taxpayer dollars and reselling that water back to the state for us to use as well. That's a fact. I know that for sure. So as far as their motives, things about it like this, yeah, perhaps there are, Democrats at the local level that didn't build the proper infrastructure at the same time.
I'm saying local level. I'm saying the whole state. The state of California didn't do it. It was a state proposal, proposition,
I think
voted in by the people. Just like we voted to ban illegals from receiving education and welfare and social services, but they never enforced it. We, the people of California, voted to define marriage as between a man and a woman. The same year that we voted for Obama, I didn't, but they voted for Obama, they voted to say marriage is between one man and one woman. The state of California refused to enforce any of those things that we, the people, voted for. But we, the people, become more and more corrupt to start supporting the gay agenda and the illegals coming in and taking advantage of the free social services and cheap social services. And we've enabled Jerry Brown and so many other governors not to build up the reservoirs, including Newsom. So I think you're focusing on trees, and I'm focusing on the forest. I'm sure that this couple may be important or whatever, but it's when you're a corrupt world, you're gonna be in bed with rich people, and these rich people are gonna be in bed with the government, and they're gonna abuse each other.
Yeah, no, you're right. So what you're saying is that individuals should have a spine and basically stand up to these state-level legislations that are being passed, and we should be more aware of that so we could proactively counter those special interest groups or bigwigs. Is that what you're saying?
Not at all. No, because there is no spine to be had in California. We're stuck with it, with as many illegals voting now. I mean, illegals' children voting now, anchor babies and their babies voting. California is gone. Nobody's going to wake up. There's nothing we can do other than just, not be poor.
Yeah.
If you're poor, then you're stuck, and you're at risk to be taken advantage of, and steer clear of violating these laws so that you don't get the smack down on you, because they'll clamp down on you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I get what you're saying. I think
because I don't see what having a spine and standing up to the state people is going to do, except attract attention to yourself and put a target on your back potentially, or they just laugh and scoff and keep on doing it even worse, and you die, and stuff is worse than when you started.
So I get your perspective, but it seems like we're posturing ourselves in a more victim position. Is that what you're saying? Are you saying
no, I'm saying don't be a victim. I'm saying California is gone, so protect yourself and don't be a victim.
Okay, I don't know how pragmatic is that. I mean, what's that look like?
That's the only pragmatic thing to do. What that looks like is work, make your money, save your money,
Move out of California.
live healthfully, don't get sick. Not necessarily move out of California. You can, but I wouldn't necessarily move unless there's an opportunity that is right. But no, you don't have to move. I don't think.
Yeah. I got you. Well, I appreciate your perspective, Hake. I mean, I still think this is it's definitely not covered in the news, and I think this is kind of the root of the issue. It's privatized water, and it kind of seems like
what would be good about publicized? What would be good if the water were public? If it were owned by the government, how would that be any better?
Well, if it's owned by the government, then that's where I think the state really has more control over the water instead of having to bend the knee to private interests that slide the money, you know.
How is that any better, though? Because the state is corrupt. Probably more corrupt than even these beautiful couple.
I don't think the state's more corrupt. I think they make the state corrupt. I think
What?
they have their own interests. Yeah.
That doesn't make sense, man. I completely disagree.
Yeah, well,
How do
well, I guess-
what makes you think that the state is being corrupted by this pretty billionaire couple? Let me turn on
because
subtitles.
it's tempting the state with money that they don't have in exchange for limited resources that everyone needs. So you're basically it's like it's a form of arbitrage, really. The state's saying, or the state's being offered money or funding. You know, these guys are the biggest funders of the UC institutions. You know, they fund all UC Davis agricultural programs, all of Caltech's climate research. They have a pretty big thumb on the scale.
If
So
the
I
state
think
weren't
they're able
already corrupt, these people couldn't be corrupting the state. The state is made of people, my dude.
I get what you're saying.
So I don't get how you're trying to blame it on billionaires. You're falling into like communist type mentality. Or Nazi, or maybe Nazi if you want to be nationalist socialist, or
I'm not
state
against
socialist.
billionaires, but I'm not against billionaires. But these people actually, it was in 2015. I mean, they're not just any billionaires, but they were treating their orchards with fracking wastewater. So they started a water recycling program in California, which allows oil companies to sell wastewater to landowners. So, I don't know what to say. They're basically polluting the water we drink and use to grow our food. And then we're not supposed to say, oh, well, who did that? I don't know. It's not billionaires.
No, I'm just saying that you made a false claim that, in my opinion, it's a false claim, that this billionaire couple is more corrupt than the state, and that's not a solution.
Not sure.
Privatizing the water versus making the water owned by the public, that's not a solution.
Well, I don't know if the fires would have put out differently if it was maybe the other way around. Because I'm pretty sure California has tons of water. The issue is the allocation. So,
No, the water, did you hear that the water went into the ocean? We did not build up our reservoirs, so we don't have tons of water. And the NorCal has water, but SoCal doesn't have water because we fight over their aqueducts. We take water from NorCal into SoCal, and so there's all kinds of fights over water. And there's this environmentalist push. I'm sure these people are, I mean, I'm not taking away, maybe these people are bad, are evil, but you're falling into a limited finger pointing when it's a whole culture of corruption in California, and trying to give it to the evil government. Giving the water to an evil government is not going to is not a solution.
Well, I agree. I think, there's definitely needs to be more nuanced solutions. But like, I'm looking at the current water bank GSA on the California Dog portal. It shows tons of water. You could see the map they made, unless they're relying on a California.gov site, which would make sense given your position. But there's tons of water. It doesn't say it's drained to the ocean. I think they've made reservoirs under the land to store water.
They did not build up the reservoirs, man. You could say tons of water, but tons of water is not enough.
I'm looking at the .gov website. I don't know, Hake.
Are you not aware that they didn't build up the reservoirs?
That's what the news says, but I think they're deferring the blame.
Wait, no, we've been talking about this for decades. It's not just the news. I mean, for at least a decade. We were talking about this back when Jerry Brown was governor. Remember when Jerry Brown was governor?
Yeah.
His dad built up reservoirs, but we have more people now than ever in California, thanks to being a sanctuary state and all that crap. And his son, Jerry Brown Jr., did not. We were hearing about it on local talk radio. They're not building up the reservoirs, so you're missing it a little bit, or at least you're missing that point.
Yeah, I'll look into that, and I'll.
But I don't know what.
Perhaps I'll change my mind.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what good it's going to do, though. Honestly, to know or not know.
Well, the issue is I think we're at a time where historically we see like the value of scapegoats in society,
right?
And throughout the news.
Yeah, true.
So I kind of want to I want to just avoid because the news cycle kind of really points.
So then, how come you're falling to scapegoating these billionaires and the privatization of water?
Because there's a paper trail dating back to the early 90s showing that they made agreements which would privatize the water instead of using it for public or urban areas in times of emergency. So
like different little facts are leading you to scapegoat the billionaires?
Well, I'm following the paper. It's the source.
Right, but you're missing other paper trails and other things that aren't missing the big picture.
Yeah, perhaps. Okay, I'll look more into state and government level, into these the media back in Jerry Brown's time and see exactly what's going on. But these people, I'm just saying, hey, they own like pomegranate. They own own Fiji. They own they make the cuties. So they need a lot of water.
Yeah, they do. Because they own a lot of the farmland, and the farmlands. And you know what? What's crazy is what I heard. Almonds take a lot of water to grow.
Dude, I know.
That's crazy.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I did not.
And so it doesn't even really make sense to be making the almonds here. I heard.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, we need the Gulf of America. Maybe that will.
We need what we need is a national takeover and reconstruction of California. We need Trump to come in and save California from the violation of the people by the government.
Yeah, dude. Hake, I'm in Huntington Beach now. I lived in San Francisco for like 4 years. It was a hellhole, man. I'm not taking any blame away from state level officials, dude. They're definitely mismanaging resources. So I get that, but I'm just saying on a systematic level, that's kind of what I'm looking at. But I'm going to look at your position
and my point too about the public versus private is that public or private, the people are corrupt.
Okay,
and the people running the show are corrupt. So it's not necessarily a system, a setup of the government and of the situation. It's a whole culture that needs to get cleaned up.
Hake, are you telling me we need to rebuild the family by rebuilding the man?
Yeah.
That's the solution?
Yeah, that would be a big help. and then we'll have our own water. It's great talking with you, Anthony, in California. Always enjoy your calls.
Appreciate the time. Take care now.
Yeah, you too. Boy, oh boy. A couple of super chats here. Ring. Popcorn's Thump Keg says, in honor of his upcoming holiday, a short 30-second early reflection on the dignity of work from MLK Jr. Instagram reel. Thank you, Dr. King, he says. Thank you. And he thanks me too. Thanks, Popcorn Stump Cake. So let me see if I can put this over in my notes so that I don't forget. I don't know if I'll be able to get to it today, Popcorn. But let's see how bad of a boomer I am. Darn. Refresh. Tips. Boom. It worked. Hey. Thank you, Popcorn. I don't know if I'll play that today, but as the day approaches, the 20th is MLK Day. It's midnight, your Uber driver bought a coffee. Hey, check out the numerology debate between one of the guys who hosted me before, who had on another show. Interesting. Thank you. Midnight, your Uber driver. I'll have to, I guess I'll like copy that thing and paste it over here too. Does that make sense? Boop, boop, bop. Nice. Cool. There's my notes. And some calls. The Fallen State's coming, guys. Let's see. Billy from Massachusetts is on the line here. Billy, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hi, Hake. How you doing?
Doing well. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I'm glad you're safe out there. It's really...
Me too.
Wow. Horrible.
Crazy. Doesn't even make sense. It's ridiculous that it got this out of control.
Well, it's more than just the smelt. It's Governor Newsom knocked down 4 dams, which the firefighters used to go to get water from, which they were evenly spaced, I guess.
Is that a fact?
That also is... There's 2 other fish because...
the smelt fish. That's right. I heard about this fish on the JLP show yesterday.
Yeah, but also it's salmon and steelhead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the Indians wanted to be able to fish them, because they can't swim upriver if there's dams.
Ah. Wow. Interesting.
And you reminded me of something else. A few years ago, Tom Selleck was caught stealing water. I think he was from avocados and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Tom Selleck, the actor from Quigley Down Under?
I think he was caught funneling water from his neighbor or illegally somehow he was...
That's funny, man. That was in Cali.
I'm not sure. Wherever he lived.
Wow.
Probably California. I think it was California. I mean, they're always crying about not having enough water out there.
Interesting. You know, what a mess. These people. Well, there's all kinds of mess going on.
We have plenty of water up here in Massachusetts.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There's lakes and ponds and
fresh
streams
water.
and everywhere. Everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We're doomed to be the stupid state the only state that went completely for the other person there. I'm a MAGA all the way. I have been since 2015. So
right on. Me too.
Yeah.
So they went for Kamala. I'm not surprised because Massachusetts was the first state to put in force so-called same-sex marriage down everybody in the state's throat.
Yeah, we have a lesbian governor.
Whoa.
And, it's a mess up here. we have more illegals than any other state. She's asking for 40 million more or something like that dollars from the taxpayers.
More illegals raw numbers or more illegals per capita?
I don't know. We're not a very big state. The only state smaller, I think, is Delaware and Rhode Island. But we're pretty small.
Yeah, right. I know. That's why I was questioning how many illegals when you said more illegals. what you meant by
I
that.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, no, Maura Healey's asking for more money so she can take more, apparently, or just take care of the ones that we have. But I'm kind of in the country-ish a little bit. I'm just watching, who's walking down my street.
Yeah.
I keep myself ready for anything these days.
Understandably so, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Maura
crazy.
Healey and Lieutenant Governor, another female Lieutenant Governess, Kim Driscoll, right? Two women.
It's pretty bad here. I mean, But my county or my district, I think, went for Trump.
Nice.
There's a few.
Good for you guys.
Small spots. Yeah.
What a mess.
But still, it's the whole country is a mess. Thank God Trump is going to be back in the cell. I just pray for his safety. That's been my fear since day one.
Yeah.
And it didn't come to pass until this past summer. But wow.
Yeah, I know. Keep at it. That's what he did. He kept at it, and he kept his cool, and he kept his wits about him, and he kept fighting, and and he's now he's gonna start winning for America. We hope. That's cool.
He's the great white hope.
Yeah.
I love listening to you guys talk about that. Yeah. Every day I try to catch you guys.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the call and the tips on this stuff going on in the world.
Yeah, I try to keep up with all this stuff. Sometimes I'm amazed at how ignorant some of these people that get on there and they start talking about stuff they have no clue on. That's crazy.
Yeah, indeed. Well, thank you, Billy. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for taking my call, man.
Take care. Call me again.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. Ari in Canada. On the line over here. Ari, how you doing? Ari, are you there? Ari, come off of mute. I think you're on mute.
Oh, no.
There you are.
Hello?
Nice. Hey.
Okay, I thought it was on mute there.
No, now you're fine.
Question. So...
Are you on a speakerphone? Come to regular phone.
Hear me now?
I think that's better.
Okay.
Thank you.
1 second.
Sounds great.
No problem. Okay. Well, I'm not here in Canada, so I don't know how the news is getting over there. But I had a question. Like, how did the fire start in LA?
I don't think that the public knows yet, and I don't know if the officials necessarily know yet. Some people speculate that people were setting off fireworks or this or that. Somebody talked about the junkie people playing with fires, but it could easily have been something more innocent, if you will. I remember SoCal Edison. I feel like Edison got in trouble one time for one fire starting because one of their things exploded or whatever. But
right.
But yeah, who started it and who mismanaged the forest? What's that?
It's not like it's not because I know California gets hit like on an annual basis, right?
Almost. I don't know if it's
down there.
I mean, they do call it fire season, but there aren't necessarily going to be significant fires every year, but pretty regularly, every several years there's a big fire or something, seems like.
Shoot.
Or two, or a few.
If I'm not mistaken,
yep.
This is the most damaging one, I guess.
That's what I heard. The costliest in history. Partly because money is so cheap.
Is it true that a lot of the celebrities' homes got burned down this time?
Yeah, I think it is. I don't know if it's a lot, but there's...
The tunnels.
Say again?
Diddy burnt down all the evidence of the tunnels. Man, talk about cleaning up everything, eh?
Yeah.
Imagine because aren't there tunnels, all these things from Diddy's house in LA and all this shit too?
I don't know.
Playboy Bunny Mansion.
I haven't heard.
I don't know.
I never really read up on the Diddy news.
No, we just get like the titles over here in Canada, but I don't know which way is left or right with that on as far as fact wise.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Like tunnels going to other celebrities' homes.
That's funny.
So I thought it was just a cleanup. Maybe they're cleaning it up. Evidence.
Yeah.
Well, because how do you explain it? But
anything is possible, I guess.
Yeah. All right, and then I have one more question, but now I forgot. I got kind of off topic here. One second, I got my kid here.
What's that?
I'm sorry. No, I had my kid here, and as well as for Trump's sentencing. What do you think about that, bro?
Not much. I thought it was a.
Hear it?
Say again.
Did you get a chance to hear the?
No, I didn't. The radio show, the JLP radio show, was happening, and I don't really keep up with the Trump news. Really, I don't even really watch his rallies or press conferences much at all. I hear a little bit about them, and I hear some of the supposedly wild things he says, and I get a chuckle. But I just appreciate Trump at a distance for what he's doing, and I think of these, this sentencing, so-called sentencing, he was sentenced to nothing. He's unconditional release, basically. No penalty. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Now, sorry, one more question. What you think about his whole Canada issue coming to 51st?
I think it's cute.
I'm Canadian.
I'm
a dual citizen, actually, but.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I'm American, born America first, but I'm also Canadian. I lived here long enough to be a Canadian as well.
Oh, cool.
But like the thing with people, I don't think what people understand in America is like when it comes to, I guess, legislation and the federal, we're under like a lot to do with the British still, the British monarchy, right? Like even in court, you guys have DAs, we have crown prosecutors who represent, I guess it would be the king now. Shit,
wow.
Since I was in court, it was the queen, right? So I mean, like we still, our bureaucracy is still towards the monarch of England.
Yeah.
So I mean, like if Canada's going to be somebody's side piece, might as well be America's.
I agree. Right? Yeah.
But all right, no, cool. I just want to get your thoughts on that. I just wanted to see really what was going on in LA because I know you guys are there.
Right.
And I'm just getting so much news from different sorts.
It's not.
I don't know what to believe.
It's not far from us, and the smoke is everywhere, and so it's not really a lot of people are having lung issues, even though they can't really smell it. I can smell it, but some people can't smell it. But there's still the air quality is just bad. What's it say right now?
And do you think it's as rapid as the one in Hawaii was?
That I don't know. It's not as deadly as that one. It's not as deadly as that one, to my knowledge, yet, at least not yet. The one in Hawaii was they're stuck on an island, you know. And I don't know. It was, I think 100 people died or something like that in Hawaii, Maui, or something like that. Oh no, what was it called? I forget. But anyway,
no, it was it Maui or? Yeah.
I forget what it was called.
Yeah. Oh snap! All right, man. Yeah, I just wanted to get your point of view on a few things from there, just curiosity-wise.
Thanks, man. It's good to hear from you.
Hey, good to hear from you too, man. I'll get at you guys later on.
All right. Take care. Bye. What a mess. Maybe I actually can get to some topics, right? Poor Massachusetts. Poor Massachusetts. Poor morally, anyway. Tom Selleck settled a lawsuit alleging he stole water from a public hydrant, a fire hydrant in California. And I don't know if it's true, right? It might not be true, but he settled. That's amusing to me. Nice. Oh, there were some super chats here. Shout out to Anthony in California for the tip on those billionaires. What a mess. Aries said he's simping for them yams. Hake, I don't know what that means. Hopefully it's not something that bad. Aries won with another diamond. And Rick in Hampton, VA got through yesterday, and so Mo Betta said, got him, with a diamond. Nice. Right on. Let me just refresh my coffees. Thank you guys for the tips and information. Very cool. Oh, Terry bought a coffee. Shout out to the short king who pulled a baddie and wasn't afraid to look stupid or embarrass himself. And her with that mess, embarrass himself and her, with that messy proposal. I wish the happy couple well in their new life as man, so-called man, and wife, so-called wife, epitome of a wife. Very nice, Terry Strange. That's gracious. Terry wishing the simp and the woman who said yes with the dress that I suppose I would disavow. Very revealing, very tight, very short skirt. She needs a long jacket. That gal from the opening video shared by Greggatron. Nice, Greggatron. You made Terry happy for them. Was he beta though, Terry? Yeah, she was cute, and I mean it was fine, but there's a reason that you don't sometimes embarrass yourself, because there's embarrassing yourself for Christ, meaning doing something right and being embarrassed, and going and inwardly feeling the embarrassment and doing it anyway. And then there's the embarrassment for worship of the woman, which is what he was doing, Terry. So I disagree with you a little bit, but shout out to him. And he is short. That's messed up. Seem that whatever. That's funny. Short king. Terrible. Okay. News items, guys. News items. What in the world's going on? Okay. Where's my mouse? I keep on seeing it. Okay. I know what to do. Ah, what the heck did I just do? I don't know what I just did. No. Yes. Okay. Home. Nudge. Page 7. Up. I don't get this program. Okay. Now I can see. Got these tired eyes. I don't have normally I'm looking this way because I can see, but the monitor's not on. And I could probably cry out for help from Joelle Friday. Anchor Baby's not here. See, and then this thing is not working. The trackpad is not working, so I can't zoom in on this. Do you know how to turn this thing on? It went to something and it just doesn't work. But I can kind of manage. There we go. Okay, so in the news today, death and destruction, 10 dead, 10,000 structures burnt up. Trump's sentencing was today. What an eye roll. I rolled my eyes. TikTok ban is in the Supreme Court. They were hearing it for a couple of hours. What a waste of time, in my opinion. What a waste of time. Who cares about, in my opinion, who cares about banning TikTok? Why would you want to ban it? I get that you, thanks, man. Nice. Joelle Friday, making it happen. I get that China's an enemy. And then we have a bigger, more urgent problem enemy in the government, within. And it's the kind of enemy that you just got to hunker down and deal with, because the world is evil and it's supposed to be evil. It's not the kind of enemy that you rise up against, except in the righteous way that Trump is doing. In an orderly fashion, not in a January 6th, mostly peaceful protest, part of which came in and became a, Trump would love this mess. So feds, shout out to the beautiful feds in the chat. We love the feds in the audience, if they're listening. Rule over us. We accept it. Anyway, this was somewhat interesting. The immigration, Democrats voting with Republicans because there's this bill that says we should arrest illegals for certain crimes, detain them for certain crimes. It seems ridiculous that they need a bill for anything like that. Like, it's already the law. Enforce the law. What a mess. It was the hottest year ever last year, and which even hotter than the year before that, which was the hottest year ever. And they're talking about El Nino. El Nino. I had mentioned Jimmy Carter. Is there anything admirable about Jimmy Carter? He lived to 100. That in itself is not... Usually women live long. 1924 to 2024, December 29th. Humanitarian. I already don't respect him for that. But that's what he thought he was supposed to do, I guess. Look at this person. He looks like a 70s type of man. With that crooked face. Peanut farmer, they say, right? Look, that's where his store? Something. Whoa, look at all the ladies around him. His mother and his about-to-be wife, or gonna-be wife. Terrible. I heard that Ronald Reagan... Mondale ran with him, huh? I heard that Reagan clowned him. Gerald Ford debated him. Was Gerald Ford a one-term president? Wow. I heard that, you know, those Iranians who, like, captured some people or whatever, Persians. Shout out to the Persians, man, and the Iranians. I heard that Ronald Reagan made a deal with them not to release their hostages until after he won the election. And that just, although that does cheat him and them, because they have to stay, I don't know if this is true, but I heard it from Cernovich, a journalist. He's sort of a liberal, center-left, America-loving guy. But that means that he has pull. He had sway. So they did a favor for Reagan and made him look good. And we're like, see how incompetent Jimmy Carter was? He couldn't even get the people released, and just, I'm trying to zoom in here, but it won't zoom. Pinch and expand. There we go. Nice. I just had to do the careful technique. Look at him signing some evil thing with a bunch of evil people, even a woman. Oh, no. Next. Wow. So, Jimmy Carter, rest in peace. I was born in 81, July, several months after Reagan took office. So I never knew anything about this guy. Thank God, I guess. I like when I was born. But he was a lame-o, the last white male Democrat ever. Because we don't count Bill Clinton as a white. He was the first black president. Bill Clinton was. Man, oh man, oh man. This is... There we go. Nice. Terrible. English. Not all English. Just like what I was just talking about with Terry, not all English are good. What a mess. What a mess. So that we covered the promise. I had talked about this with Terry. Terry had brought it up, and I had talked about this at the beginning of the show yesterday, and I didn't get to anything because I had all calls trying to navigate this ridiculous pressure. Tremayne Carroll. Remember I showed you the mugshot of this guy? This is the guy who, and you saw it on the JLP show, this criminal, this alleged criminal. Or no, he's a full-blown convict in a woman's prison. This guy, this person has to navigate this, navigate this ridiculous pressure. Mindsight News quotes this guy, 51 years old, among 4 incarcerated transgender so-called women, MTF, male to wannabe female, who'd been granted the right to intervene, blah, 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 to intervene in a lawsuit trying to roll back the Transgender Respect, Agency, and Dignity Act, SB 132. In addition, it's a he. Well, okay, sorry. I blurted it out. This person filed lawsuits alleging sexual abuse by staff, S-word abuse. He uses a wheelchair. This person uses a wheelchair. This is a quote. I've been incarcerated since September 10th, 1998 on a third strike, a 3 strikes law. Thank God for the 3 strikes law. I learned from Bill, the engineer, who is Gen X, I believe, older than me, that the 3 strikes law brought down crime because you put criminals in life in prison. I got 25 to life for aiding and abetting a theft of a jewelry store. This is funny. I was in the car. The person I was supposedly aiding got probation. Wow. Maybe it was his first strike. Or, I don't know, maybe he should get in prison too. I've always been in the men's prison all the way up till 2021, the day I arrived at CCWF, women's prison, I guess, whatever. My clinicians on the mental health side of this, blah, 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 correctional something, something. My doctors have long understood my gender dysphoria. This person, I feel like is playing us, meaning the government and the prisons. As far as outwardly identifying as anything, I never felt the need. To this day, I don't. My gender identity is mine and mine alone. I'm a natural-born athlete. Listen to this. I played sports when I was young. I'm 6 feet. I'm 220 pounds. This is the guy who allegedly R-worded, raped some women in the women's prison. Now, I don't know whom to believe, of course, because women lie. And this person, listen to what he says, this person says, because we're supposed to say she. Stupid. I never felt the need to wear lipstick or wear tight clothing or try to change my voice to be girly, right? So this guy talks like it's ma'am. So he uses his deep black man voice. I mean, this person's voice that people who are trying to put me in a box have done. You know, like you put him in you don't look transgender. What's transgender supposed to look like? Because generally, if you express that you are a woman or that you identify as a woman in men's prison, everything is sexualized. Yeah, it's not sexual, it's just identity. You think that what you are is, you know, in your imagination. And it's sexualized in a fashion that suggests what your sexuality should be. So simply because I identify as a woman, 99.9% of the people would assume that I'm interested in men. which indicates that he might not be interested in men. Might be interested. I wasn't looking for a boyfriend ever. Not in my life. Not in men's prison. Not now. Not never. So this might be the kind of transgender who still likes the girls. It's sexual, Hake, says Terry. No, it's not. I know, but it's not necessarily. They don't turn into homosexuals necessarily. Like, for example, Bruce Jenner. There are only two genders, Hake. I know. At least try to look like a chick. You need to be 6 foot and under. You need to be a box 6 feet under. Oh, whoa, I disavow. Cody tricked me into reading something. What? Don't say that, Kevin Howe. That's gossip. Okay. But anyway, yeah, it's you could call it perverted, but no, it's identity. It's not sexual. It's sexual adjacent, but it's not necessarily indicating that this person likes men and he feels like a woman. He feels like a woman. A lot of them turn into so-called lesbians. Oh, what a mess. Kevin was JK. He was kidding, by the way. Maybe. Don't even gossip about my competitor. But anyway, my point was I just wanted to read about how he's 6 foot, 220 pounds, natural-born athlete. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair, but this is a strong grown adult male to want to be female, not taking any stuff to weaken him, and it's a big mess. It's demonic possession, says Nugget Man. Yeah, that's what identity is. Whoa, Terry, I don't know what you're saying. It's literally called transsexual. No, they change it because sex means male or female, and gender means male and female. So they're just saying that it's that. Anyway, I'm just saying, whatever. The point is, just because you want to pretend like you're a woman or you feel like you're a woman, doesn't mean that you're interested in men. That's the point. And when I say that it's not sexual, it's an identity. Listen to JLP's interview with Walt Heyer, Jesse Lee Peterson. He had interviewed him at least once. I wonder if it's in there. JLP talk. He transitioned, detransitioned, retransitioned, and detransitioned, or something like that. Walt Heyer. Yeah. See former transgenders change regret. And he, this person, I think his grandma, it's a he. His grandma,
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
When Bruce Jenner came out as a woman, there's been a lot, since he's come out, there's been a lot of talk about men trying to become
Check
women.
this out. This interview out. It's pretty good.
Some people are encouraging it. Others are not.
Walt Heyer. Heyer. Oh, maybe I could find where it says identity. Because he literally says, does it have, it doesn't have the transcript, so I can't find it. And I won't back down. Oh, but I did a significant description here. This was when I was producer. Sexchangeregret.com. Jesse Lee Peterson interviews Walt Heyer, who transitioned to be a transgender woman as a young 42-year-old man. That's interesting. He had a wife, teenage daughter, and young son at the time. His daughter did not speak to him for 8 years. His wife eventually divorced him. His life and, I didn't remember, genitals were turned inside out. Good writing, Hake. Thank you. I think I was producer. Yeah, 2015. He had several surgeries since that time, over 20 years ago, to reverse what he could from the damage the doctors had done. Took a couple of years with psychotherapists, prayed with one of them, and was restored to his birth gender. He's married now, 18 years, has good relationships with his son and daughter. Walt does not recommend that kids be given hormone blockers or be encouraged in sex change because it is wrong. It does irreversible damage to them physically and psychologically. I disavow the psychological aspect of calling it irreversible. And they will regret it later. He's appeared on Commie Nonsense Network, CNN, and elsewhere speaking out on these topics. Recently interviewed about Bruce Jenner changing to Caitlyn. Call me Kate Jenner. Walt says there are 250 LGBT people in the Obama administration. Whoa! He's been cruelly attacked by leftists, but he continues to tell the truth. And yeah, so check that out. I recommend it. He wrote a few books too. And shout out to JLP, who's interviewed, counseled with, talked on the radio show with many of these people. Very cool. Goodness, guys, I am past where I'm supposed to cut off and play some Chinese music, and I don't know what I can possibly play that will end on time because it's only like 3 minutes to go now, and all my Chinese songs are long. So I think I'm gonna have to go with. Do I have Frog Eyes? Because we haven't done Frog Eyes Friday in a while. But I don't think I do. Nope, nothing. Oh, Lord. And the longer I dilly-dally, the longer... Let's see, nights. Nope. Lord, oh, Lord. Let's do Squad 5-0. Fight Back. Right? Fight Back. Kind of. Oh, let's do Days of My Youth. All right, bye, guys. Take care. The Fallen State's coming up. Hopefully this doesn't blast your ears. You're still young, but remember, God will judge you for what you have done. No, it's not ranted, it's Christian. Have done. In the days of my youth, I'll remember my God. Is it anti-racist? Not long ago you had a fire that burned so bright. Now since it's all but gone, out inside, you've lost your vigor. Your vigor. Lost your vigor. Lost your will to fight. Your will to fight. Had a reason to start this war. Now there's a problem. You forgot what you're fighting for. Giving up. You've lost direction. With no direction. You're just another old man. You're just another old man. You're just another old man. Look at that beautiful thing. You're just another old man. I'll never be an old man. Bye, guys.